So, believe it or not, Sony's Spider-Man universe finally gave us something good. And honestly, that alone feels like a surprise these days. I'm talking about the new Spider-Noir series, which has now dropped in full. And thankfully, it's actually pretty solid. Now, is it perfect? No. It definitely has some flaws, but compared to things like Madam Web or Morbius, this is a huge step up. I went into this show with pretty low expectations, and somehow I ended up having a really good time. The story takes place in New York during the 1930s, right after the Great Depression. And this version of Spider-Man is very different from what we're used to. People don't call him Spider-Man here, they call him the Spider. What I really liked is that this isn't some young hero learning how to be Spider-Man. This guy is older, he's tired, life has already beaten him up, he's lost people he cared about, he's been through a lot of pain, and now he's just trying to get through life one day at a time. He runs a detective agency, he's always short on money, and he's trying his best to move on from his past. In his mind, the superhero life is over, he's done with it. His whole mindset is basically no powers, no responsibility. He's not interested in saving anyone anymore. But of course, that's not how these stories work. While he's been gone, a gangster named Silvermane has slowly taken control of the city. Crime is growing, powerful new villains are showing up, and things are getting worse by the day. And eventually, whether he likes it or not, Spider-Noir has to step back into the fight. From there, you get everything you'd want from a story like this. Mystery, action, betrayal, romance, old wounds reopening, and of course a reluctant hero trying to find himself again. One thing that really surprised me is how committed the show is to its darker tone. Sony actually lets this world feel creepy. There are horror elements, some genuinely unsettling moments, and if you're watching the black and white version, the atmosphere gets even better. There were a few scenes where I was sitting there thinking, okay, that's actually kind of disturbing. Not because it's overly graphic or anything, but because it nails that old school creepy movie vibe. The violence feels straight out of those classic black and white films. It's stylish, it's weird, and sometimes it's just uncomfortable enough to get under your skin. Some of the villain designs are honestly fantastic. If you're someone who gets creeped out by spiders, strange body shapes, or weird visual patterns, there are definitely moments that might make you squirm a little. And that's a good thing, because the show knows exactly what kind of atmosphere it's trying to create. But let's be real. The biggest reason this show works is Nicolas Cage. This man absolutely carries the show. Seriously, every time he's on screen, you're locked in. What's crazy is that this isn't Nicolas Cage trying to play a younger superhero. He fully leans into the age of the character. He feels worn down, tired, and haunted by his past. But at the same time, when the big moments arrive, he completely takes over the screen. There are scenes where he's just talking, and somehow they're more exciting than some of the action sequences. The hospital scene? Amazing. The lab scene? Amazing. His origin moments? Amazing. Every time he gets a chance to really perform, he goes all in. And honestly, that's what makes this version of Spider-Man feel so different. He's not trying to be cool. He's not trying to be funny. He's not trying to be the next Tom Holland or Andrew Garfield. He's doing his own thing. And I love that. I've watched a lot of Spider-Man content over the years, but this version genuinely feels unique. Now, the show isn't flawless. My biggest issue is probably the pacing. A lot of modern streaming shows have this problem where they seem terrified of slowing down for even a second. Somebody is always talking, somebody is always explaining something. The story is constantly moving forward, and that's exactly what happens here. There are times when the show feels like it's rushing from scene to scene without taking a breath. Personally, I would have liked a few more quiet moments. Let the atmosphere sit, let the characters breathe, let us soak in the world a little more. Because when the show actually slows down, that's when it's at its best. The other thing that occasionally pulled me out was the action. When Nicolas Cage is acting, he's incredible. But sometimes when Spider-Noir puts on the mask and starts fighting, it's pretty obvious you're looking at a stunt performer instead. Now, obviously, every show uses stunt doubles. That's completely normal. It's just that a few transitions felt a little rough, and there were moments where it felt like two different people were playing the character. It's not a huge problem, but it's something I noticed. That said, the production itself is really impressive. The visual effects look great, the city looks great, the costumes look great, and I love how the show mixes realistic settings with that classic comic book noir style. It feels like an old detective movie mixed with a Spider-Man story. And honestly, that's a combination I didn't know I needed. The supporting cast is also really good. Everybody feels like they belong in this world. The way they talk, the way they move, the way they carry themselves, it all helps sell the 1930s setting. You can tell a lot of effort went into making this world feel authentic. And that's probably why I ended up enjoying it so much, because it feels like people actually cared while making it. And after some of Sony's recent projects, that means a lot. By the time the credits rolled, I found myself genuinely excited for more. More villains, more mysteries, more Spider-Noir. If they continue this story with future seasons, I'm absolutely watching. And if they somehow bring this version of Spider-Noir into a bigger Spider-Verse project someday, sign me up immediately. The atmosphere is great, the visuals are great, the action is fun, and Nicolas Cage absolutely kills it. So if you haven't checked it out yet, I definitely recommend giving it a shot. It's not perfect, but it's creative, it's different, and most importantly, it's actually entertaining. And honestly, that's all I was hoping for. Anyway, let me know what you thought about the show. Did you enjoy it? Did this version of Spider-Man work for you? Or are you still not fully sold on Sony's Spider-Man universe? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.